Welcome to Journey TV. Each episode features the personal stories of local residents who share their challenges and contributions to enrich the corridor's cultural climate. They share their stories with the intention that we collectively increase our understanding, acceptance, tolerance, and respect for each other. Their personal stories may be their individual journeys, but their individual journeys represent those of many. We are the many.
When other kids rode the 10-speed bikes, I had my horse.
Jen grew up in a typical American household. The youngest of four, she was raised by her parents, Norm and Doris, in a loving, tight-knit family environment. She also garnered her sense of freedom as a youngest of four who came along later in her parents' lives.
I really wasn't sure if it was even something that someone could be. I mean, there was nobody else that I knew that I could look up to and say, oh, they like girls and girls can like girls and boys can like boys, and that's okay. Mom was upset, and she will to this day, and I'm sure she'll tell you, she wasn't upset because of who I am. She was upset because she knew the world was going to be harder for me.
I lived in Cedar Rapids my whole life. It didn't seem like I had a care in the world.
Most people can relate to Rima Ajram Salim's childhood filled with typical sibling antics, silly games with friends, and not having a care in the world. Really, normal childhood stuff, up to a point.
I felt like people didn't really understand, like they thought I was just like this weird girl who didn't belong. People just thought I was just so, even like more than a nerd, I guess you can say. Like, why is she always home? Like, why doesn't she ever go out? Why doesn't she ever drink? Why doesn't she ever do any of that stuff? But they never understood completely why. And so I was always the outcast compared to everyone. Like, I just never fit into that category with anybody.
How did that make you feel?
It hurt. It hurt because I didn't feel like they wanted to understand. They didn't want to learn why I couldn't do certain things. Sure. And then I was so tired of like them asking, like, oh, this boy asked you out, why didn't you go out with him? Or why didn't you go to the prom? Or like, why didn't you? I was like, by the end I was like, why? Like, seriously?
It is not just about the financial things. It is more than that. It is about what Cedar Rapids is offering me, what Iowa provides me.
Relocation was specifically for the position.
I wanted to be in Iowa.
Their reasons for moving to the corridor vary, but every day their numbers are increasing. Who are they? They are the millennials and our future. The corridor's ability to attract, recruit, and retain them is paramount to stopping the brain drain.
Put yourself in the other person's shoes.
Going that extra mile.
I don't have any children, they all have children, so trying to find someone who doesn't have children to hang out with. You know, I don't have any kids, so that part of it as well too can be challenging to hang out with somebody, because I have a lot more free time than they may have as well too.
I think there are a few things being done about this, but letting people know about those opportunities, I think, is something that the corridor could work on.
We've been born, we don't know the peace. Only the peace maybe when we are here.
Many places, churches, many people have been killed. They burned them alive, and it was a bad moment.
A sigh in Bridget's sadness is palpable. The scars of repeated personal loss from the war are still etched on their hearts.
They use us to fight others, and it was a hard moment, but I was blessed that I escaped, and through the way that I escaped, I don't know, but it's God that helped me through those hard moments. I had 15 naira, which would be maybe 2 or 3 cents USA. That was the only money that I had.
She wasn't upset because of who I am. She was upset because she knew the world was going to be harder for me.
We've been born, we don't know the peace.
Always the outcast.
What Iowa provides me.